Let's move on to the fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is submitted to us from the Word of S, who writes, "Hey John, The Lion King is probably the most beloved animated movie, and early projections has it opening at around $150 million. I'm surprised by this. If Endgame did not open to over $300 million, I thought there was a chance Lion King could beat the opening weekend record, but I see this opening closer to $225 million. I will be more shocked if this doesn't break the $1 billion mark than opening to just over $200 million. What are your thoughts?" All right, and for those of you who don't know what Word of S is talking about, tracking numbers have just come out for Lion King, which is still a number of weeks away. Lion King is still a number of weeks away. It is my personal favorite all-time animated film. The last time I did a March Movie Madness tournament with 64 animated films, you guys selected Lion King as your favorite all-time animated film. It's gorgeous and wonderful and beautiful and perfect in all ways possible. Anyway, so we got this new Lion King coming. Cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for it. Jon Favreau, coming off what he did with The Jungle Book, which is incredible and all that kind of stuff, rolling now into a Lion King is just perfection. The voice cast sounds great. I think the trailers looked amazing. I got a little teary-eyed watching the presentation they gave us at CinemaCon. It was nutty. I just cannot wait. There are people who love movies are going to go, casual movie fans are going to go, and people who don't go to movies are going to go to see Lion King. And it's going to be a multi-generational thing and all this kind of stuff. So what is with this $150 million-ish opening? Well, keep in mind, number one, even if it opens to just $154 million, it'll be the second biggest opening of the year, only behind Avengers Endgame. Right now, I believe Captain Marvel is sitting at like 153, 152. Lion King will beat that. But to me, the big thing to keep in mind here is this, is that, look, we still don't have any reviews for this movie. There's no word of mouth yet. There's no reviews because the movie's still weeks away. There's nobody talking about it yet. I believe 100% that when this movie comes out, if, this is a big if it's as good as I think it's going to be, and the reviews come out and word of mouth comes out and blah, blah, and if it's all super positive, which I think it's going to be, but we don't know for sure until it happens, that tracking number of 150 is going to get blown out of the water. Yeah. I think we're looking closer to 200 plus million. Now, I do not believe it's going to get within a whiff of Endgame, not within a whiff of Endgame, but this is a movie that's going to have legs, and all depending on the quality of the film. If it's a mediocre film, 150 is probably where it's going to be. But I'm telling you, I think it's going to be really special. And if it is, this thing is going to blow the doors off the box office. Not 300 million, but well north of that. Interesting thing here too, Aaron, for us to keep in mind is this. When Lion King opens, I want you to look at this chart here. This is the opening weekend charts for 2019. Right now, the top 5 opening weekends for 2019 are all Disney films, save for Universal's Us. You might be saying, John, what's BV? BV is Disney's distributing arm, Buena Vista.
Right.
They have the number 1 film in Endgame, number 2 film in Captain Marvel, number 3 film in Toy Story, number 4 film in Aladdin, and then number 5 spot is by Universal. So when I almost said Lionsgate. When Lion King opens, it will definitely open to more than $71 million. It'll probably be closer to 200, I think. You're going to have the top 5 opening weekends of the year will all be Disney-owned properties, from the Marvel brand to the Pixar brand to the Disney Pictures brand. It's going to be all Disney-owned stuff in the top 5, which is a little bit psychotic. Anyway, Aaron, you're hearing these numbers. I believe this movie's going to be great. And when the word gets out that it's great, and who knows, maybe it'll be terrible, but when word gets out that it's great, I believe this $150 million is going to be a punchline to a joke later, because I think it's going to be well above that. I'm thinking minimum 180, 190, probably closer to 225, because I think everybody wants to see this. Grandparents, parents, children, children's future children, they all want to see this thing. I don't know. You're looking at this. What do you think about it?
I mean, my future children have already emailed me and been texting and saying, "Hey, Mom, it's interesting seeing Aladdin up there, because think about how much controversy was facing Aladdin before it even came out. There were many controversies, even early from the casting of Billy Magnuson, over a year before it even came out. There was controversy, and it still made it into the top 5. The trailer for Lion King, I got a tear just from the trailer. I don't even know what you saw at that presentation, but the trailer tugs on the heartstrings in such a beautiful way. And I do think that it is going to blow things out of the water. It's going to blow records out of the water. I don't necessarily have an understanding of how much money is brought in, since I'm very new to the John Campea Show. I'm still learning that part of it, so I can't make a speculation about how much money it will bring in. But I agree with you. Not only from the original film, the soundtrack, the Broadway show. I mean, think about how that is one of the longest running, if not the longest running show in Broadway history. So every single person who's ever seen that show is going to then go and see this film, and they're going to bring their children. And you, as you said, like Avengers Endgame, for as well as it did, it also, like, I'm not going to bring a 5-year-old to see Avengers Endgame. I would bring a 5-year-old to see Lion King. So there's an even greater audience that can see this film. We already know all of the characters. We already love all of the characters, and we already know all the songs too.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a connection on such a deeper level with Lion King that we don't have for very many other films. And if the trailer is any indication of the film, then this film is going to be incredible. Because as excited as I was about, I want to say Calvin and Hobbes. I'm sorry, I'm just blanking.
I'd be excited about that. I'd be damn excited about that.
Help me out, John. We just saw the trailer. Hobbs and
Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Calvin and Hobbes.
I know. Literally, it's been spinning in my mind. As excited as I was about
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw, I am even more so about Lion King, and that will 100% be a film that I will be seeing along with all of the little people in my life on opening weekend.
Am I one of the little people in your life?
You're the big man in my life.
There we go. Sorry, Tom. So here's an interesting thing too, is that just anecdotally, I remember when the first trailer finally dropped online. I remember, and this is anecdotal, but we've heard this from several people. I got an email from one guy just saying, John, I'm the one true movie fan in my family, and I'm always trying to get my family to come to movies with me, and they never want to go. But when the Lion King trailer dropped, I started getting emails from my siblings and from whoever saying, we got to go see this. People who don't go to the movies are lining up to see this. It's going to, again, I don't think it's going to touch Endgame's opening record at all. But anyway, that brings us, guys, to today's question of the day. And my question of the day to you is simply this. The early tracking numbers are 150 million. Do you think, like I do, that it's going to come in way over that? Do you think it's going to come under that? I mean, we got to wait and see what the word of mouth is going to be. But I put that to you guys on Twitter. What do you think it's going to be? Right now, 1,500 of you have registered to vote. I put this on just before we started the show today. 1,505 votes are in. 77% of you believe this thing is going to come in over $150 million. 23% of you right now are thinking that might be a little bit too ambitious. It's going to come in a little bit under $150 million. I'm going to leave this poll up for the next couple of hours, guys, so you guys can go in there and register your vote and let us know what you think about that. So that is our question of the day. I'm voting over 150. Sounds like Aaron is too. What do you guys think about that? Jump on down and leave your thoughts below. Okay, with that down and out of the way, let's now